seems to be quite a debate raging on YouTube these days, and that debate is over editing. Some of the gurus will tell you that retention editing is dead, and others of them will say, no, it's not. I thought that would make a great topic for today's monetization journey video. Hi, I'm Tina. Welcome to my YouTube growth journey. If you are also on a journey to grow on YouTube, I hope that your week went fabulously. Mine was actually pretty good. We'll get into the analytics in a little bit. First of all, we're going to go over last week's assignments, see how I did, and then after we talk about the analytics, we'll get into the topic that I want to talk about editing and what I'm going to focus on for next week. First of all, one of the most exciting things for me is that I am filming this using my new gimbal. Yay! Right now, it's sitting as a tripod on my table, but I do have face tracking on, and so if I move, it follows me. How cool is that? I'm so excited. Anyway, it was a little bit of a process figuring out how to get it set up and get it to work, but as far as I can tell, it's doing great, and I'm really happy with it so far. I've had a couple of things that have been hanging on now for a couple of weeks because life is busy and that's just the way it goes. But I got the gimbal set up and I did my content calendar. I planned the rest of July. I realize it's only another week or so, but I did it. And I also did 3 weeks into August. I got out my new pretty pens. I assigned a color for scripting, another one for filming, another one for editing, and another one for uploading. And I filled in the days of when I think I can make things work. The biggest problem with doing the colored pens is I often have to change things. And so there's a lot of scratching out and that kind of stuff. But so far, I'm liking it. All right, it's starting to sprinkle, just like every now and then. It's not enough to make me go inside yet, but if I have to dash and run, maybe I'll leave a little bit of that in so you guys can see what happened. I don't want to go inside right now because it's the end of July and these kind of beautiful 75-degree days don't happen very often where I live in July. I talked a lot last video about camera presence. If you didn't see that, I will put that in the cards so that you can go watch that one. At the end of this video, I will link the whole playlist so you can see all of my videos from the beginning in case you're finding this one for the first time and you want to go back. In each video, I give myself assignments. I talk about things that I've learned, and I've had people tell me that they have been very helpful. So if you are also on a growth journey, maybe you might find them helpful too. If you do find value, then I would ask that you would hit that like button and consider subscribing and sharing your journey with me. So as I said, last time I talked about camera presence and some things that I was going to try to do. One of them was just getting comfortable talking to the camera like a friend and hooking it up in the car and just kind of rambling off the top of my head. I did do that a couple of times and I actually thought it was quite helpful, and there might actually be something in there that I use for a video that I've got coming up next week. So we'll see about that. I did not do any vlog style practice. I was going to try setting the tripod up while I was doing things around the house and that sort of thing. Didn't get that done. And I was going to watch 3 camera presence videos and I did not get that done either. It's a pretty good thing that I'm the instructor in this class as well as the student because I can't give myself detention. Or maybe I could, and then I would have time to watch a camera presence video. Might have to think about that. We're going to go ahead and check out my analytics and I'll be right back. Welcome to my analytics. It's Saturday, July 20th, and we are on the Earn tab first. This is where you can see how close you are to your monetization goals. So I'm going to scroll down here and you can see that I have 1,210 subscribers and 3,509 public watch hours. This is the first time I've been over 3,500 and it's really exciting. If you have the free vidIQ extension installed, you can see your stats here by hovering over this little square at the top. They round your stats. So this right here was forever stuck on 3,300 and it is so good to see that number going up. When I finally clicked over to 3.4, I was like, yes. And then this week I hit 3.5. So I'm on week 5. So I have 3 more weeks of my monetization journey to go to get to August 12th. And I'm really, really hoping that that will start to increase a little bit exponentially, maybe as I start to grow a little bit more, and that I can hit that 4,000. I really think I can do it. Just a reminder that this page is reported on a lag of about 5 days. Moving over to my analytics page, you can see that I got 1,547 views in the last 7 days, which is 34% more than the previous 7 days. I'm going to put all these numbers in the spreadsheet and show that to you so you can see how this has grown over time. It's a little hard to keep all these numbers in your head. But I had 143.7 watch hours this week, and last week that number was 124.2, so that has also increased. This shows me up by 7 subscribers, but if you look at last week's sub count versus this one, it's really only up 3 in total, so I'm not exactly sure how that all works out. It's okay. Moving to the content tab where you can see impressions and other things. This is interesting because last week I had 18.5 thousand impressions and now I have 26.4 thousand. So YouTube is putting my videos in front of more people, which is good for growth. My impressions click-through rate went from 4% last week to 3.2% this week, which with this number being so much more, that's really kind of expected. But my average view duration did go up from 5 minutes and 55 seconds to 6 minutes and 6 seconds. And then what I need most right now is watch time. Getting this number up is really important. All right, so here we are at the spreadsheet that shows a summary of the journey so far. And you can see there's a slow but steady increase in subscribers. The watch time is going up every week. I was hoping it would go up a little bit faster, but it has gone up 200 hours since I started the journey. My weekly views are increasing. My weekly watch time is increasing. And I think really kind of most exciting for me is I've had my highest impression week since I started this journey. And the more people my videos are put in front of, the more chance I have for people to click on them, subscribe, watch, all that kind of stuff. So the fact that YouTube is putting my stuff out there more is great. Thank you to everyone who has watched one of my videos, played a playlist. All of those kinds of things are helpful. I was pretty happy with those analytics for this week. Everything is still going in the up direction, and so that is great. So let's talk a little bit about editing. In case you don't know what retention editing is that really fast-paced, cut every like 1.8 seconds, lots of stuff flying in from all sides, the sound effects under it, and music, and just something coming at you all the time to keep you watching and keep you focused and not wanting to go away. It's the Mr. Beast style editing. A lot of the big YouTubers, right? And everybody's saying that in order to keep people watching, you have to do this style of editing. And I've tried to add some of those things in there, and the more I do, the less it feels like me. And then there's another group of people out there who are saying, no, that style of editing is dead. People are tired of it. They want slow, they want authentic, they want to just really feel like they're hanging out with you. And so I don't know. There are people who are doing really well with basically unedited videos, just kind of talking and doing their life. And then there are still these other just stuff everywhere kind of videos, graphics, noises, all that kind of stuff. I don't know what you prefer, but I generally prefer a slower paced video. I like to just sit down and hang out with somebody. If I'm watching a makeup video, I want to do my makeup while they're doing their makeup kind of thing. Sometimes if I want to speed things up a little bit, I will put it up to 1.25 speed and listen to it that way. But the constant editing and cuts and that kind of stuff sometimes just really drive me crazy and make it hard for me to focus on what they're saying because there's all this other stuff happening, bombarding my brain. I think for me to feel more authentically me, I am going to be backing away from that kind of editing. First of all, it takes forever. I'm not a professional editor. And so everything I do is self-taught, and I still have so much more to learn. And I've spent a lot of time learning some of those things, and that might have been time better spent on learning storytelling or learning how to vlog or that kind of stuff. It also makes the editing take a really long time, and editing is my bottleneck. I think if I actually get monetized and start making money on YouTube, one of the first things I might do is hire an editor, as long as I could find someone who would edit in my style. I had planned on this being more of a how to edit and that kind of thing. But the more I got into planning and the more I got into thinking about it, I really just wanted to talk about editing styles. If that is your editing style, then that's great. And so I think what I want to say is that if you're new and you're looking at those videos with, you have to have something going on every 8 seconds or every 3 seconds or 2, whatever it is, and thinking, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't have time to do that. And so if that's what I have to do, then, well, I guess I just won't have a YouTube channel. I want to tell you it's okay. You don't have to edit that way. And a lot of the gurus are even giving up editing that way. There's still those who say, nope, got to do it. People have the attention span of a goldfish. If you don't give them something every 1.8 seconds, they're going to just leave. Maybe that's true, but I don't think it is. I think that there are people out there like me who don't always want to watch a video like that. Confession time, I have never watched an entire Mr. Beast video. Maybe I should, because he's like the guy who's got it right, and the rest of us need to do what he's doing in order to get it right. But if I have to do YouTube that way to succeed, then I don't want to do YouTube, because that's not me. And I think it's more important for me to be authentically who I am than to try to be someone I'm not, because I'm not going to be very good at being someone I'm not. I'm really good at being me. I've been doing it for 59 years. So I think I'm going to keep going with what's been working for me and let Mr. Beast be Mr. Beast. That doesn't mean I'm not going to edit. I am going to cut out the ums and the uhs and the stutters and when I have to say something 3 times in order to make it make sense. I'm going to put in titles when it's helpful. When I'm watching a makeup video, I am often more listening than I am watching. And so if I'm not watching at exactly the point that they show the product and I miss it and I turn back and they're not looking at it again, I have to rewind and catch the video and all of that. And it would be really nice sometimes if there was a title that stayed on the screen for just a little bit longer so that I could glance down and read it when my brain didn't process what I heard. So I put titles on my videos and leave them there for a little bit because that's what I want to see. I'll probably put a little B-roll in every now and then because it does make it a little more interesting rather than just watching somebody ramble on and on. If there's a graphic that's applicable to what I'm talking about, I'll stick it in. But I'm not going to over-obsess about making sure that things are changing or that there's something happening on the screen or whatever. And I've been watching a lot of videos lately, not watching the videos. Let me explain. I watch the hook. Sometimes I watch the hook 2, 3, 4 times to see what it is they're doing there. I generally put it on 1.25 or 1.5 speed and go through and see where the graphics are, where the B-roll is, that kind of thing. What kind of music are they using? And how do I feel about it? Do I like it? Do I feel like it helps with the retention, or does it seem just gratuitous and over the top trying to keep me hooked? I don't like feeling like somebody is manipulating me, and I don't want my videos to feel manipulative either. So rather than give myself a specific assignment for this next week, because I still have some camera presence stuff to work on, I'm just going to kind of continue with that thought process on editing. And with this video and the next one that's coming up at the end of the week, think about editing in a way that is necessary and helpful and promoting the storyline of the video without just pounding the viewer over the head with something new just to try to keep their attention. So this video is a little different than the ones that have gone before. I think it's maybe a little more introspective. I didn't actually script this one because when I sat down to try to script it with what I thought I was going to do, it wouldn't work. And when I tried to put my thoughts on paper, I couldn't make it happen. And so I just came out here and sat down and started talking. It might be rambling all over the place. It might not be making any sense at all. I hope it does. I hope I can edit it down to something that does make sense. The lighting out here is a little weird. I don't feel like the quality's the greatest. So, maybe you stuck around and watched. Maybe you didn't. If you did stick around and made it all the way to the end, how about you put an okay emoji down in the comments? I would appreciate that. I love when people do that and I can see who my diehards are that always make it to the end of every video. Thank you. You know who you are. And so do I. Like I said, I'm going to put that YouTube growth playlist up there in case you haven't seen the other videos. You can go and watch the rest of those. But I'm also going to put a video here that's more of my regular content because maybe you want to see what else it is I do here. Let me know also how your growth is going. I hope that everyone is doing well. I've got 3 more weeks to see if I'm going to make my goal of 4,000 hours. I hope you'll stick around and see if I make it. I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.